Welcome to Hockey Pucks and Marshmallows, where we talk about anything and everything. We know that life is messy, but beautiful.
Join us as we deep dive into the soft and sweet marshmallows of life, while we acknowledge the inevitable hockey pucks that hurt us, but don't break us.
I'm Savannah.
And I'm Melissa.
Welcome to the show. Hey guys, it is the beginning of January 2024, which is crazy. I didn't even finish writing 2023 on stuff.
What is time?
Today's episode 1, and we're pretty excited about it.
We're doing it. We've been talking about it for a while. We've been joking about it for a while, and it's real. It's a good time. So today we're going to do our top 10 things of 2023. So that could be favorite events, favorite discoveries, lessons learned, top experiences, moments, whatever. So 10 for each of us, so 20 total. Here we go.
Before we get into that, though, we feel like we should probably explain the title to you, because Hockey Pucks and Marshmallows is very weird. Two things that do not fit together.
Well, to be fair, Savannah, you are a hockey puck, and I am essentially a marshmallow, and I think we fit together very well. So
thank you. I love that.
So essentially, Savannah and I were volunteering for an organization that we help with occasionally, and we were emceeing the event and going over the door prizes. And so I got a Starbucks, like a gift set, and so I was like, oh, if you win this, you'll be getting a Starbucks travel mug and a Ghirardelli Starbucks hot cocoa collab. And this giant thing, what is this, a giant hockey puck? Oh my gosh, it's a marshmallow the size of a hockey puck. And so...
And I was like, in the middle of all that, said, oh, that's one of my favorite things. And Melissa's like...
genuinely was like, hockey pucks?
And we both just started laughing. The audience laughed.
You had to be there. We can't really repeat it. It was funny.
It was really funny, though. If you don't know us, we have known each other for all of my life, most of your life at this point. I was literally in diapers, and you definitely were not. I hope not.
I was most likely not.
And we just, our families ran in the same circles, but we were not really close until several years ago when I was finishing up college. We just became friends, I guess.
Yeah, well, one of our mutual friends was like, have you hung out with Savannah since she moved back? And I was like, no, why? And he's like, she basically became you when she grew up. And I was like, what? Because I was gone for about 10 years. And I was like, what do you mean what? So,
and if you know us now, that's absolutely true.
It's true. It's a good time.
Yeah. So when people ask us to make this podcast, this is how we end up here.
Here we are.
So moving into our top 10 things of the year, I'm kind of changing our gears into our real topic for today. We're going to just talk about some things. So my number 10 that I have listed literally was changing lifestyles. I actually was a night shifter for 5-ish years. And I recently got a 9-to-5 job, and y'all, the sleep schedule, the lack of gym schedule, it's beautiful. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Did you say lack of gym schedule?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym all the time, and then I don't.
My lifestyle is a lack of gym lifestyle. And yet I'm paying for a gym lifestyle.
Hey, we pay for the same gym and we don't go together.
Oh my gosh. It's so crowded all the time. Anyways.
It is. If you know us, our gym is very crowded.
Oh, you jumped in hard there. Okay. I will say you are a happier person since you left.
Thank you. I feel like
I know you loved your other job, but you were,
This one's better.
Sleep and daytime hours, being a day dweller changes people. It's a good time.
It does.
Okay, so mine are in no order, but I'd say one of my favorite things, I discovered how to do my own nails.
Ooh.
So
can you do mine?
I've probably spent about $200 on supplies. So the Gel X tips and the UV lights and stuff and the gel colors. And then I started nail stamping. So I used the Maniology nail stamps and got some off Amazon. And I've probably spent about $200, but I've done my nails 10 times.
Oh,
since June.
Serious.
So I'm
money
literally
savings.
saving so much money, and it's a fun creative outlet for me. I get to change them to be however, and if they're too long, I don't have to be bugging someone to make them shorter. And when they don't do it short enough, I know exactly how I want them, and they don't come out as nice. But I'm getting better. They're fun now.
Oh, those are
got
super
a little
cute.
champagne.
Yeah, those are really
glasses,
cute.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's a good time. So
that's awesome. My thing, y'all, my only self-care thing that I got this year. I purchased this way too expensive if you buy it on Amazon. Hair straightener curler thing. It's actually infrared. But it literally can curl my hair and the curls stay in under 5 minutes. It's massive. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Do not buy it on Amazon. It's $500. I bought it at a fair thingy, and for like 100, and that's all I would ever spend on it.
So what is infrared?
It's like red color. It's like literally like a red light,
That heats things
but
without
it
heat?
doesn't super hot. Yeah, it doesn't get like uber hot like a wand does. You know how you burn your fingers on a wand?
Oh,
It does not get that
all the
hot.
time.
Yeah, it's great. I
Okay.
love it.
And it's good to help your hair grow too, because you're not
I
damaging
know,
it.
right? Love
Well, I'll skip to a different number 2 now. Heatless curls for me.
that.
Shout out to my
Ooh.
8th grader from last year. One of my students, I was like, girl, your hair is fabulous. She's like, I did the robe thing. And I was like, what's the robe thing? And then she showed me on TikTok and I was like, oh. So I went to like Ross or something and got like a heatless curl thing. And I look ridiculous in it. But it's nice. And it's like, I don't have to like, I don't burn my hair.
Does it work?
It's nice. Mm-hmm.
Do the curls stay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to try that.
My curls stay like normally though.
Oh,
'cause
mine
my
don't.
hair is naturally wavy and
Yeah.
curly. So
My hair's like a no-go. Like I had to burn it until I found infrared.
Yeah.
Like
no, this is nice because like my hair is so broken on the bottoms from
Oh.
all the heat damage that I do to it and like dyeing my hair and blow drying it and straightening it and curling it. So it's been a nice like break. So my hair's actually like growing.
oh,
It's gotten a lot longer because I'm not like heating it all the time.
that's great.
Yeah.
Something else that happened for me this year, I learned how to do pottery. Let me tell you, I'm not good at it, but it was so relaxing. First of all, you get to hit this clay as hard as you want as you put it on the little wheel thingy, and then you get to like spin it. I highly recommend. It was very relaxing. I would do it again any day.
Did
I
you
hope
take
to
a
get better at
class?
it. Yeah, I found a class like at this random pottery shop in like down by the beach,
Oh,
and
fancy.
it was like $20 or something. It was not expensive.
What?
Maybe 50. It was not that expensive.
Those are completely different.
I have no idea how much it costs. Don't ask me. But you got to take pottery home after they like did all the kiln stuff, and then they like go pick it up.
You had to go back and pick it up.
I didn't go back to pick it up, but it's there. Theoretically, I could go pick it up.
Okay, but that just goes to show that it was like the process that was the most fun for you.
Yeah.
Not actually.
I
like,
didn't
the
actually
end
need
product.
it. Yeah, it's
Well,
fun.
you did need it.
Oh, you're right. I did need it.
Physically needed it like a ball of dough.
KNEAD.
Yes,
I love
but
that.
also you needed the process.
You're right. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Recommend all around.
All right, my number 3. I'll go with the saving money trip still.
That's a good one.
Y'all, the Panera Sip Club. Let me tell you, $12.99 a month, unlimited soft drinks and coffee and teas
Woo!
and iced teas. And like when I signed up in like April or something, I got 2 months free for signing up.
Oh.
So literally, like there were times last year I was so tired, I'd get one on the way to work and on the way home from work. And I did the math, and it's literally 40 cents a day for a giant, large iced coffee.
Is it really?
And
Huh.
literally, sometimes I will like not put ice in it, and I'll be like that person, and I'll just fill the whole thing up with iced coffee, and then like get ice at work and have like 3 iced coffees throughout the day.
Hey yo,
And,
that's how you do it.
It's literally like I was trying to do the math today, and I cannot get coffee cheaper.
That's amazing.
Like my dad went to Hawaii and got some Kona coffee for me for Christmas, and like I've been making my own like AeroPress coffee, which I love, but like even if I bought my own coffee like at the grocery store, it still comes out to more than 40 cents a day because I do drink coffee every day. So
that's super impressive.
yeah, but I only like their iced coffee. I don't like their hot coffees very much.
I get
So-
that.
but it's
I mean,
worth it.
My next thing that I did last year that I super enjoyed that Melissa has not even heard about until today. I went to the Pinners conference. They're all over the country. Let me tell you, Melissa was like, "What does pinning
Wait,
even
they're
mean?"
all over the country?
Yeah, there's tons of them. But I went to one out at the Fairplex.
Hold on. So explain, because I thought it was like a pin collector
No.
convention. It's from Pinterest.
Yes. So it's like crafty people. And first of all, they like sell stuff, which I love. A good sale.
Yeah.
And they have classes, and it was super fun. And I'll tell you the weirdest thing for me though. I had a like weird emotional moment, which is not super normal for me because I love being in crowds and being around people. And I remember texting my sister and being like, there are too many people here. Like I am uncomfortable and I want to talk to 0 people. I am absolutely like an extrovert and I will talk to anyone anytime. But I was in like a weird emotional place that day, and I literally put headphones in and just like did the craft that they were teaching me. Like I could not function talking to people.
I've been
And it was super weird because I was like, this is not normal for me. But weird day, but conference was amazing.
Okay, what classes did you take though?
Well, we're gonna talk about one of them's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was one of my things.
Where was it?
The Fairplex.
In Pomona?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
It was fun.
Okay, so my next one is a little bit like it's very niche, very classroom specific. I'm a middle school teacher, so the majority of you will not need this ever in your life. But I thought it was super interesting, and it is like completely. I spent my entire summer researching it. It was so fun. So I started doing a classroom economy. I was gonna do it with all of my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and then I was like, I'm just gonna test it with the 8th graders first. I'm only doing it with the 8th graders. It's a lot, but essentially, like the kids apply for jobs. So they help me out with tasks around the classroom. So like I always forget to take attendance, but I have a kid that's her job, and she is every day. She is so good about taking my attendance. I have a kid that changes the date. I have a kid that changes or that waters the plants.
You have plants in your classroom?
Oh yeah, girl. You got to bring some life in there, you know.
I love that. Did you propagate them?
Yeah, and they grow better in the classroom. So I'm actually switching out my plants from my room to the classroom because they're growing better in there, and then I'll bring them to my own place and then take the plants that are struggling in my room and take them to the classroom.
I love that.
It's a good time.
Sorry, that was a tangent from us in case you don't know what our lives are like. It's a tangent.
For it. But yeah, so basically it teaches the kids responsibility. They get a paycheck every week. Sorry, every 2 weeks they get a paycheck. They have to pay rent on their desk.
They pay taxes?
They pay, well, not yet, but they pay rent on their desk. They pay every month. They pay an internet bill because internet's not free. And they pay a recommended home insurance in case there's a natural disaster, which my boyfriend was like, you should roll a dice and like see if there's gonna be a natural disaster.
That would be
so I did that,
funny.
and I freaked them out because some of them hadn't paid up yet because they're like, I'm not paying that, whatever. And I was like, fine. And luckily the dice rolled in their favor and they didn't have to owe me any money. But yeah, so now they're all paid up because they're like, oh my gosh. I said, I promise you the damage is gonna cost more than the insurance you've been paying. If
always does.
Yeah,
it always
so
does.
Anyways, it's really cool. And it helps them, and I give them bonuses to help them raise money for like doing community service or playing a sport, like being active and not just being like a kid on their phone. They get bonuses for if the whole class is there, they get a bonus. If they turn in all their homework for the week, they get a bonus. That if they get caught doing something kind, they get a bonus. They also get penalties. So if they don't have their supplies, I'll take away some money. You'd be surprised how many times kids don't have to go to the bathroom when it's going to cost them $10 of their fake money.
I'm actually not surprised by that.
Yeah. It's, or like, yeah. So, I mean, I have a lot of kids doing their homework more and just genuinely, I don't know. It's just been really fun. And it's taught them like there are consequences for our actions, and like consequences are neutral. I always like make sure I tell them like there's good consequences and there's bad consequences. Like you make a poor choice, you're going to have a negative consequence. You make a good choice, there's going to be a positive consequence. So and then we have an auction at the end of the trimester. And so like I got BJ's gift cards donated. I got like a bunch of cheap stuff at Savers that the kids love, little Pop-Its. And so they save up their money and then they buy the stuff. So it's like, it's actually not that much to take to like do throughout the week, like to, what's the word? Like to monitor and like keep track of, but it would be too much if I did it with all my classes. So I'm just doing it with the 8th graders, but it's cool. It's a good time. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been educational. It's been a good time.
That's super cool. So now I'll talk about the 2 classes I took at Pinners Conference. The first one I did was finger knitting, and guys, I am not good with the knitting needles. I get very tense. My needles get very tight, but I can finger knit because it's a loop. You make a little loopy loop and you pull it through. Like I can do that all day long. To the point where I made like a giant blanket that covers an entire queen size bed. And I also made a couple scarves. I taught my 7-year-old niece how to do it. It's very easy. It was super, super fun. And the other class that I took, which I'll include my same little number, was chalk painting. Not like with the chalk paint, like the markers. Okay. It was like as if you took a stencil and you like glooped chalk paint onto it, and then you like pull the stencil up. And I thought it was really cool, and I like was almost gonna buy a bunch of the like supplies for it because I really liked the way they turned out. But then I was like, but I totally can make this on my Cricut.
Oh yeah.
And I just was like, my mom was like, you totally can make this, and I was like, you're right. Like I'm gonna put a lot of money into like a fun craft that I can absolutely do at home already if I just use the things I have.
Well, the things my thing is like I never used my Cricut, so I gave it to my friend. I just was like, yes, I could make it, but I don't want to pick out all those little things. I don't want to like,
I get it.
But they're amazing though. No, that's cool. I would love to learn how to finger knit. I know how to knit.
I can definitely show you how to finger knit. It was super easy.
Yeah.
Anyone else who wants to see it, I'll post it on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, I've tried like, I don't know, like when Pinterest first came out, there were like the big chunky like knitting things, like the blankets. And I remember like you did it with your full arms. You
Yeah,
literally
no,
like
not that.
used your arms as knitting needles, which I was like, I don't even understand. Again, I've been knitting since I was 12. So like I know
Yeah.
how to knit, and I was like, I can't comprehend what's happening right
No.
now. And so
Not like that.
yeah.
I can't manage that emotionally.
No, the blanket's super cool. I'm looking at it right now. I love it. Okay. My next one. I have joined the world of air fryers. Let me tell
Ooh,
you.
I want one.
Thank you to my aunt who bought me an air fryer last Christmas, 2022.
Which did I buy your air fryer?
My Aunt Jolene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like
Thanks,
her.
Aunt Joe. Yeah, she was like, I love my air fryer, so she literally like surprised me and just bought me one.
That's awesome.
And I didn't use it a lot until maybe like halfway through the year. I started like I learned you could like hard boil eggs. I mean, I like soft boil. I like the gloopy yolk.
Hard boil your eggs in your air fryer?
Yeah, like 12 minutes on 180 or something like that.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
quote me on it.
Teach
but
me
like,
that wisdom. I need to learn that.
Again, do not quote. I don't think it's 180. I think it was 180 Celsius because the first time I tried it, she had a British accent, and I was like, 180 didn't work. And I was like, oh wait, she has a British accent.
Celsius.
Probably Celsius.
sure.
So yeah, I think it might have been like, I don't know,
Whatever.
maybe 75.
Send me that link. I'll learn it.
Either way, it was like 12 minutes in the air fryer, and I literally like can make like 12 hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled eggs for the week.
That's
And
amazing.
I love it.
That's nice.
My like chicky tendies
Ooh, chicky
and
tendies.
sweet potato fries. I did like from frozen chicken breast, like just rub like curry powder on it, and it's done in like 20 minutes. And that's the other thing I make all the time. Oh, my breakfast burritos. Oh my gosh, I started air frying bagels. I made bagels from scratch, but then I
Fun.
couldn't like bagel it in a circle, so I just like plopped it in there and basically just made bomb scones
That's what I like
in my
to
air
do.
fryer. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
been a good time. So I'm like saving money.
That
I
sounds
feel
great.
better eating like real food instead of like
Oh,
fast food
you mean
all the
fast
time.
food's not a lifestyle?
You know, my insides are gonna be preserved like a mummy by the end of this. Like I just have had so much preservatives. But yeah,
I love that.
air fryers, bomb.
That's great. I learned this year that I could never live in Florida. Shout out to anyone listening who lives in Florida. I applaud you. I think I'm just not built for the South.
Oh,
It's rough, guys. I can't do humidity. I'm not okay. I'm telling you that I was in my hotel room at Disney World and the walls were crying. There's literally a Jonas Brothers song about even the walls will cry, and that's how I felt, dripping in sweat at Disney World. It was
the Joe
bad.
Bros know what they're talking about.
They
I'm just saying.
do.
I will say when I lived in New Orleans, like we had to get special hair products like to defeat the humidity. And at a certain point, you literally just like
You just
French
succumb to
braid.
it.
You French braid your hair all summer and call it a day.
Well, like,
'cause- yeah.
Even my sister living in Indiana would say that they would go out in the freezing snow with wet hair and it would just like freeze into ice while they're walking to class and then it would remelt when they got to class. And I literally said, I'm sorry, what? Like,
I feel like you're gonna get sick if you do that.
I also thought that, but that's what she said happened
That's
all the
what they
time.
do.
And so anyone who lives out of the Golden State, I applaud you.
Oh,
I
girl.
can't manage.
I would live out of state.
Oh, I would love to live
In
out
a
of state. I would
heartbeat.
just lose my mind with weather.
No, but the thing is, it's air conditioned inside everywhere.
I mean, that's why I was in Arizona. Like, you
And
just
it's-
go from air
and
conditioning to air
it's
conditioning.
cheaper.
Oh, I'm happy.
And you have
Here's
more
the
money
thing.
to do more.
You should know that I'm ready to
things.
move any day. I just couldn't live in Florida.
Well, you just said anywhere besides California. I was like, whoa, that's a bold statement. But yeah, no.
I'm really happy to live anywhere besides California and Florida.
Okay,
Yeah, those two are
Okay.
pretty much where I'm gonna draw the line.
I've learned. I'm trying to be happy. I'm happy where I'm at, but
Yeah.
I could definitely live somewhere else.
We're learning to bloom where we're planted, and we love that.
Yes, that's
But
why
also,
I literally a few years ago I just was like, I can't be saying like, God, I will go wherever you want me to go if I'm not willing to stay where you have me, because I was not happy.
oh,
when I
that's
moved back to California.
beautiful. Oh,
And here I am. No, it's good. He knew
Hey,
what
look
he
at
was
us, we're making a podcast.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. All right. My number, whatever. I
Yeah.
lost track.
6?
Okay.
Five?
I went out of order, so now I don't know.
I think
But
it's 6.
this might be controversial. Chat GPT has changed me. I love it. It helped bail me out of a lesson planning problem I was having. I like ran out of time at the end of the year. Last year was my first year teaching history, and it was a rough year. Anyways, just on top of everything else going on. But literally, I was like, how do I teach the Enlightenment, Scientific Revolution, and Renaissance in 10 days? And like literally, ChatGPT like put out like a plan for me, and I was like, and I did it a couple times, and it would give me like different answers every time. And then I was literally like, okay, make me a lesson plan for that day. Make me a lesson plan for that day. And I didn't like use them necessarily. And definitely like I have a degree in history. I have my teaching credential in history in 2 different states. Like I had to be smarter than it, because some of it I was like, that's not, I don't need to talk, I don't need to focus on that part. But then I was like, oh, but I forgot about that. Okay. So it was like a really good like baseline for me. So I use it for like I'll put in like a chunk of the textbook and I'll say, make me an outline for this. And that's how I'll make my slides.
That's cool.
And so like, then I'm not like doing like the grunt work of typing out what I'm going to say and explain. Like I still, again, I have to be smarter than ChatGPT. I have to know it to explain it. But it saved me so much time. It helped teach me like Excel functions. I made these like amazing, like, well, not Excel, but Google Sheets. But like these like a seating chart that's interactive for me that I can like put their homework in when I do homework checks, and it like automatically uploads onto another sheet in alphabetical order. It color codes it, shows me it's red for missing, all that stuff. But I had to like, I literally was like in ChatGPT, like, how do I make this cell red? How do I turn it red if it has an M in it? How do I, all this stuff. And it literally taught me all those functions. Now, to be fair, it would be better for me if I would learn those functions. But like at the end of the day, this is getting me through right now. And it's awesome. It's helped me like word a brochure for like an event that I was doing at school that, again, I could write, but I also have like a bunch of students I need to take care of and other things I'd rather do. So it's been really cool. It's been really cool. I love it. I mean, there's definite dangers to the AI world for sure, but I love it for what it is now. Now I can use it.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So my next one, I'm actually going to pivot because I had one plan, but Melissa just brought up something and I was like, ooh, that's what I got to talk about. So I started a new job this year.
Did you invent a robot?
Oh, I wish. It'd be so helpful. So I started a new job this year and I went from a very active, moving around a lot job to a very computer oriented job. There's a lot of things that are very computer driven. And I've used Excel my whole life and I've done some fun things with spreadsheets before, like Melissa was using ChatGPT. I was over there digging through the internet because what I needed was for my Excel spreadsheet to mark when something was overdue. But I had to start with the column before, had to advance the due date. And then if it was past due from the date of today, then I had to mark it if it was past due so I would know.
Yeah.
Okay. I spent 3 days scouring the internet, digging through, trying every possible thing I could think of. I tried every formula out there, guys. I promise you. I could not get the embedding formula. Like, it would not work. And then one day, I was like, wait a second. What if I'm just looking at this from the wrong effort? So I did a conditional formatting.
Yeah.
And I conditional format it to, if it's more than 30 days, go as dark red as possible. If I have more than 30 days from now till it's due, go as bright green as possible.
Okay.
And then yellow in the middle.
Nice.
And I hit go and it changed.
Yes.
And my heart went, yes!
Oh my.
And literally my boss came in like right at that exact moment.
Like,
and I was like, for the record, I just spent 3 days doing this. And she looked at me and she's like, I want you to know that this is not me exaggerating. I'm so glad you spent 3 days doing this. This is a really important thing.
Yes.
And I was like, yes. So that was amazing. It worked. I fought so hard. My sister is an Excel master and she's like, I can help you. But I was like, I can't send you these files because it's like protected information.
Confidential.
So I was like, I have to come up with this on my own.
You could have made like a mock thing though.
I mean, maybe, but either way, I got it on my own. Didn't need to pull any extra help. I got it. It was great.
I'm really excited for you. Yeah. Excel, Google Sheets, like my mom's a whiz too. And I learned, I'm actually a Google certified educator, level 1.
Hey, look at you though.
I signed up for the level 2 test. I feel like I could have done it, but I missed it both times.
Right.
But COVID was a crazy time, you know.
It was.
But Sheets, like I just started getting into. Like slides, I know the ins and out of. Docs, they just changed Docs, so I'm still like learning the new stuff. But yeah, Sheets are my new jam.
I love
them. For real. I love them.
It's so much smarter than we think it is.
It's scary.
For sure.
Let's see. Okay, so my next one is a mini series on, oh gosh, I think it's on Disney Channel or whatever, Disney Plus. It's A Small Light. Have you seen A Small Light?
No, I haven't.
Bro.
Good?
Bro.
Great?
It's
that bro is so good. Okay.
It's so it's the story of Anne Frank, but from the viewpoint of Miep Geist, the girl who helped her family, who helped Anne Frank's family.
Okay.
And I want to say it's like 8 or 10 episodes. I'm not really sure. Is that a lamb chop over there?
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. I have not seen a lamb chop in real life.
First of all, I want you all to know that she does not mean the meat a lamb chop. She's talking about my dog toy. That is a lamb chop. That's sitting in the corner.
Sherry the puppeteer with lamb chop, who is like really cute. Okay.
That's what she's saying, in case you're all really confused.
I wonder if that's where the lash trend came in. They saw
Oh,
Lamb
I
Chop and they were
wonder.
like, I want to look like Lamb Chop with my
Maybe.
fake lash extensions.
I don't know, but there's not a piece of meat in the corner of my room, I promise. That would be really, really weird.
Well, like there's a dog sitting on the bed.
He's not a piece of meat.
Technically, you're right. I love you, Link.
He's too cute.
Okay, so a small light. I love World War II things. It fascinates me. It gives me perspective. When things are rough in my life and I like read books or watch movies or shows or documentaries about like the tough times during World War II, like it kind of puts me in my place a little bit, I feel. Those times are rough, man. And so anyways, a small light. So like I know a lot of people don't like Nazi shows. Like they can be really dark and heavy and like hard. But this show is like, it leaves you encouraged and empowered. Every single episode, like what she and her husband went through, and it's based on a true story. Like they definitely dramatize a lot of it, but what she and her husband and the people that they worked with like the Dutch resistance, like what they really risked is wild. And it like every episode, like my boyfriend and I would just be like, dude, I am so empowered to like stand up for what is right. Like someone put me in a bad situation where someone's doing something bad, I will do something about it.
I love that. Do it.
It was really empowering. It was really encouraging and not, I don't know. It was a different kind of World War II show that left me not feeling like blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. So Small Light, highly recommend it. It's a good time.
What's that called? Protest literature versus like depressing literature. Like it's like a call to arms.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to like just something that's going to make you sad. I think that's great.
Yeah, it was good.
We should do a whole topic on protest literature one day. I love protest literature. Fun fact about me. So my pop culture thing for the year.
Oh.
I need you all to understand. I would not consider myself a Swiftie at all. I love T Swift. She's great. But I love T Swift albums 1, 2, and 3. Everything after that, right? And I know I'm getting a lot of hate for that. But my involvement in this Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift love story, I care way too much. I want all the tea.
It's a love story.
I want to hear all about it. Baby, just say yes. I want all of it. Please fill my feed with that because that's what I want to hear about. When they showed the little clip of her singing Karma is the guy on the Chiefs and he like screams, I was like internally, possibly externally screaming. Loved it. So great.
I got to meet her in college.
No, you didn't.
At there was like a family-friendly Mardi Gras concert.
I'm sorry,
in New Orleans.
What?
Yeah, it was like outside of the city, and they did like a family-friendly concert series. I saw like Billy Ray Cyrus,
Oh, fun.
Sarah Bareilles, Mitchell Musso.
Oh, I loved him.
And then
him.
Oh, who knows? David Archuleta. Yeah,
love of my life.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Back then, man.
Gavin DeGraw. It was like so loud. So my friend in college worked for like the governor or something. I don't really know, but they got us like VIP tickets. So anyways, so Taylor Swift is about to perform, but it starts to rain and it's an outdoor concert. So she's like, this is after, I think this is like right when Fearless was released, or maybe like right before.
Okay.
And she said, so she's like, well, I have to be here anyways, so I'll just sign autographs for the duration of the concert, what it would have been. So we got to go, like the entire concert got to go back and meet her from what I know.
Oh, wow.
We got to go first because we were like up in the front. But I was wearing this ridiculous like purple taffeta dress with this giant like bow and like glitter. I got it at a yard sale for $2. It
looks like 2010 in my head, 2007 or 8 in my head.
And it was, well, no, I think it was like an 80s picture. I mean, I think it's right. I think it was like an 80s dress that I got at the yard sale. But anyways, so I got to meet her and she like saw my dress and she's like, oh my gosh, I love your dress. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. And she was like, I wish we were BFFs so we could share clothes. And I was like, oh my gosh, absolutely. And she was so nice and she hugged me and we took a picture and I'm looking for the picture right now. I can't find it, but I'll show you later.
I'd love to see it.
I bet let me see if I can.
So I post on our socials afterwards, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Good times.
Wow, look at that hair though.
That was total like Tim McGraw hair.
Yeah.
That's Tim. Oh, my hair. Oh yeah.
Your hair.
Definitely red. Yeah. Haley Paramore hair. But anyways, she's super nice and I could not care less about the Taylor and Travis thing. But I'm excited for you and them if that's what makes them happy.
Amen.
And it's a productive relationship where they respect each other, you know, I'm here for it.
Yep.
I guess okay, so my next one's a little serious. I mentioned earlier, like if you lived on this planet last year, you would know school has been a rough place for teachers and students alike.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really, really rough year. I mean, if I'm being honest, like there were times I wanted to quit, and I don't feel like that often. And I truly love my boss. I love my coworkers. Like I love the kids, but I just remember like praying about it a lot. And like, cause I had good relationships with those kids. I had known them for a few years, and I really loved those kids. I mean, I still do, but at the time I was like, what is going on? And it was hard to love people that weren't acting loving or kind towards me. But that's what Jesus does. And I was just praying that God would not just sustain me and help me get through the year, but also help me to love them. And he totally came through in bigger ways than I could have ever imagined.
I love that.
Like they grew, I grew, relationships were healed. Since then, like this year has been so much better. Man, it's been a great time. But anyways, yeah, rough year, but God was good. And I learned a lot. And I'm still at the same school because I was like, no, I love it here. So,
It's almost like God has a plan or something.
it's almost like he knows what he's doing,
It's crazy.
It's almost like I don't always.
Huh. Can't even imagine.
Almost.
So one of my last ones actually came because I had a pretty bad injury last year, and I was out of work for a while just because I couldn't really walk was kind of a problem. And it got better. Thank goodness. Praise the Lord. And I went to Zion this summer. I love Zion. Fun fact about me. And we had tried to hike Angel's Landing, which is insane in general for people who are in great shape. I am not in great shape. I'm in shape. But I'm usually pretty good about like, especially on hiking, like I'll meet you at the end. Is like my motto. Like just keep walking. Yeah. I'll meet you at the end. It'll be great. I'll take my time. It'll be fun. Well, I got to this point, for anyone who's ever done it, you do these big switchbacks to start, then you go through this little canyon, and then you do what's called Walter's Wiggles. And
what?
It's insane.
Hiking sounds really fun.
I'm going to show you.
Wiggling?
Walter's Wiggles looks like this.
No thanks.
It is straight up for way too long. And then you do the chains of Angel's Landing. Like it's insane. So I made it past the first set of switchbacks, and I was like working my way up right before Walter's Wiggles. And I was just like, every few steps my back was hurting. And I was like, okay, I can keep going. So then I would like stop, wait a second, stretch a little bit, keep going. And then I just got to this point where I saw this really pretty rock, and I decided I don't have to finish this. Like I am very good about pushing past through pain, whatever. But I was like, but what is the outcome here? I may end up in more pain later. I could have to be out of work again later.
Yeah. Or
I can sit down and enjoy the view. And the amount of people I met while sitting there, people thought it was hilarious that I just stopped there. And they talked to me and they asked how I was doing and they asked how much farther. And I was like, I don't know, I stopped here. They thought it was so great. I made so many friends, and I had this great view of a canyon in the shade. It was windy and beautiful. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you ever don't want to do all of Angel's Landing, just do that piece.
Find a rock.
Sit
on it.
Yeah, do the first set of switchbacks, which are rough, and you'll feel like I just did a huge hike. You did just do a huge hike. You could just also do more if you want, or you can stop and enjoy the view.
A good hike where I get to sit on a rock. That sounds like a good hike for me.
Amen.
I love that. So you learn to pause.
I did, and push yourself or don't. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's a time for both.
Yep.
Love that. Okay, libraries are amazing.
They are.
The LA County Public Library specifically has been okay. Did you know you can rent? You can rent power tools. You can rent baking tools. You can rent a Cricut. Like, check it out. You can a pressure washer. I know, like, there's one in LA. You can borrow their 3D printer. Like, if you have a library card. Arthur was right. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card.
It's not.
Arthur,
guys, I'm gonna tell you that is not just a place for books anymore. 100%.
Oh, sewing tools. That's another one.
The library is amazing.
It's amazing. So I got a library card this summer, and that's not my first one. I've had them before, but anyways, I got a library card and I found out all those awesome things. And I checked out 2 books that had a super profound impact on me. So the first one that I'll just talk about here because it's exciting. Digital Minimalism. This guy, he's a computer scientist I guess he's a computer scientist, but he's a computer professor. Computer science professor. There you go.
Okay.
At Georgetown. His name's Cal Newport. And he's not like anti-technology, but he did like a big study on the effects of our digital life on our actual lives. And like just my biggest takeaway that I'll just talk about here is just that like connection does not equal conversation, and it doesn't equal community. Like, so
Ooh.
just because you're liking some, so specifically like with the like button, like he interviewed like people at Google, people at Facebook, like there's a woman that was actually part of the creation of the like button on Facebook
Oh,
that
wow.
that he interviewed. And afterwards she actually got out because she was like, this is like, what have we just created? But we sit there in our rooms and we like things and we comment, we're like, so fun, so cute, all these things, and it releases a little bit of dopamine in our brains, so we feel like we're in community, we feel like we're connecting with people, we feel like we're communicating with people, sorry, but we're not communicating. Like, we're not getting we're not seeing their facial expression, they're not seeing ours, we're not getting tone or nuance. And in the meantime, we're tricking ourselves into thinking that we are communicating with people and that we are belonging to a community, when in reality, like, we're not.
Mhm.
And we're getting used to like these really quick conversations that are not even conversations, it's a like, it's a whatever, instead of liking the picture of your friend's baby, if they live nearby, why don't you just stop by and say hi? And I know some people will be like, I don't want you to come by, I don't want to go to someone's house, but like, that's where the real community is. And
Mhm.
I mean, from a scientific standpoint, that's where the real dopamine hits you, you know?
Yeah.
And so it just was a really like kind of eye-opening. And he's not anti-technology, he's like, definitely like, there are good uses for social media, it does connect people, it does keep people in touch, but just being aware of like, if I'm just liking something, like, why don't I just go call them?
I love that.
Like, you know, I don't know, it's just interesting. And not to say
love
that's
that.
like, I'm still like on my phone way too much, but it just was a good eye-opening. It's good to be jarred from like your default,
Yeah.
occasionally. So yeah, it was a good time. So Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, and I'm reading another book by him right now called Deep Work that's really, really, really good. But anyways, yeah.
Tuna books to read. Add those to my list.
Oh yeah.
Last and definitely not least for me, actually, was more of a realization than like the other things were just cool, you know? I mean, I felt like this one was a lot less than like, more than like a favorite thing. This was really just a moment that I realized what my life had become. I know it sounds weird.
Well, that's
to say
why
that.
this is top things.
You're
top
right.
moments,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So I and Melissa, we were both raised in a village, really. Like, our parents are friends, and then our parents' friends are like our kids, our siblings, cousins. I don't know.
What just happened?
Some people are like, actually, you guys actually have a million cousins. I don't actually have a million cousins, but
I do.
but we were raised like as a village. Like, that's just how it was. And it's really cool for me because this year, like, I'm an adult, and as I was walking in a theme park with a bunch of littles that are like my adopted nieces and nephews, a little hand just appeared in mine.
Oh, that was actually my cousin's son.
It was your cousin. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, love that kid.
Little sweet kiddo. His hand just appeared in mine, and I realized that I am the village now. And I think that that's such a weird thought process, to think that like I have such an impact in their lives. Like, I'm gonna remember these moments just as much as they are. Just like,
Yeah.
I remember those moments with my village.
Yeah.
I remember when Aunt Sue taught me all the weird things she did. Like,
Yeah.
and it's so similar now. And I was just such a beautiful moment of the summer, and I've gotten to have it happen so many times since then. I just love little hands appearing. It's the best. Yeah.
I know. I'm so grateful for, the way I was raised too with that. Like,
Yeah.
I knew I had like my mom and dad's friends I could go to if I ever needed to talk to an adult. And like, sometimes you don't want to talk to your parents, but you have like another trusted adult that you know is good friends with your parents. So like, it's kind of like talking to your mom, but not quite. And if it was that big of a deal, they'd be like, you need to go talk to your mom or something, you know? And so it was never like keeping secrets or anything, but it was just nice. It was good. It was a good time. So I'm glad.
Long live villages. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and it does.
Yeah. And I'm sure the moms and dads are grateful that we're here too.
Mostly because they get free babysitting.
Yes, indeed.
And we love it.
Okay, so my number 10, my last one, is also kind of stemmed from like a moment that I had and a book I read. So I started doing more things that my 12-year-old self would love to do.
Huh.
Also coming from like a couple years of therapy too. But I was like, we were in Hawaii, and with my boyfriend and his mom, and we were talking about like dolphins. Oh, because we had seen a whale on our cruise, and I had never seen a whale in my life, in like real life. And I was obsessed with whales and dolphins as a kid. Like, when you picture, like, those like throwback Instagram accounts where it's like 90s kids remember like a 90s room, and it's like all those dolphin things. Like, that was my room.
Like the room at your cousin's house?
Okay, she copied me. I painted a mural of two dolphins jumping in front of a mountain sunset on my wall. And then
She
she
also
did the
has
same
that.
thing. I know, but
It's fine. We're not bitter. We love it.
I'm not bitter at all.
We're all family.
I love my cousin.
It's a village.
And it just meant more dolphins for me to look at, frankly. I love dolphins. Anyways, so I was telling my boyfriend's mom about it, and I was like, I want to be a marine biologist so badly. Like, I just was obsessed. I think they're just amazing creatures. And she just was like, what happened? And she wasn't saying it to be mean.
Yeah.
But she was like, where, like,
What stopped?
what stopped you, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. But like, I thought about it, and I kept thinking about it for a long time. And I think I just realized I'd been in like survival mode for the past 8 years with like personal stuff going on in my life, and like going back to get my teaching credential and moving, and just a lot of stuff going on, working 2 jobs. And I just kind of just needed to get things done. Like, I didn't have time to do fun things. It didn't matter to me. Like, cute fun things didn't matter to me. Like, yeah, I would do the occasional like adventure with my friends and stuff, but in general, in like my day-to-day life, I kind of just was in go mode, and in just get it done. It doesn't matter if it's cute, doesn't matter if I don't really like it. If I need to get it done, I'm going to get it done. Aesthetics don't matter, because that just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I came across a book called Joyful, like at the beginning of summer, by Ingrid Fettel Lee or Fettel Lee. I'm not sure. And it just gave me like a fresh perspective on the things that bring people joy, like physical aesthetic things that bring people joy. But anyways, she's a designer, and she talks about like the aesthetics of joy. And she's like, yes, like true joy is found from within, but there is something visual that sparks joy in people. So like, what is it? So she went on this, her dad is like a neurologist, and so she went on like finding like the science of joy, like what lights up those parts of your brain when you see, you know, that stuff. So anyways, there was like a really cool thing about the mayor of Albania, or the mayor of a city in Albania. After the Soviets left, like their city was like totally gray, and he didn't have a budget at all, but he painted a building orange, like bright, ugly orange. But like, crime began to decrease. People became, yeah, like literally all he did was paint a building orange, and then he started painting other buildings bright colors. He like sent out a poll that was like, do you like this color? And like a little more than half the people said, no, we don't like the color. But the second question was, do you want it to stop? And a drastic amount of people said, no, we don't want it to stop. So he just literally brought color back into the city that was just cement, you know.
It was raised.
And literally like crime dropped.
That's insane.
Because people were happier, and anyways, all those things. So all that to say is I just realized that like aesthetics do matter. Not to say that like looks are everything, and that's not what I mean, but it is okay to bring color into your life. It is okay to enjoy doing something that you liked doing when you were a little kid that brought you joy then. It probably will still bring you joy now for the most part, you know? I've been able to kind of slow down in the last year or so, and started doing more fun things. Like I bought a desk organizer that was pink because I was like, I like this color. It doesn't go with anything in my room, but I don't care. Like it brings me joy. And I just painted like 3 of the walls in my place, like this like dark turquoise, because I like it. And I bought pink pants, like hot pink pants.
I have hot pink pants. Yeah. We should twin one day.
I love it. And like, some might say I'm too old for that. I don't care.
No, I love that. That's awesome.
But like for a long time, I was like suppressing that part of me. Like it was like, what's the point? That's kind of how I felt about a lot of things in life. But there's just been a lot of good stuff going on in my life the last couple of years, and a lot of healing that I've done. And so I've just like, I started bringing more color back into my life. I started like watercoloring for the first time in my life.
Those are cool, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're very good at it.
Doing my nails and stuff, and like all the fun things that like listening to the Jonas Brothers. Like
we love the Joe Bros.
Bro, okay.
Fun fact about us.
Yeah.
We were both of us separately in the top 0.1 percentile of listeners of the Jonas Brothers. What does that even mean, Melissa? Do you even understand what that means?
It means we love the Jonas Brothers.
I'm literally wearing a Jonas Brothers t-shirt right now.
Oh my gosh, you are.
That's from when we went to the concert this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Such a good concert. But like, I'm rocking out the teeny bopper music. I don't care. So yeah, so that's our 20 things. Top 20 of 2023.
Thank you for bearing with us for however long that
and
is.
You're welcome for bearing with us.
Thank you for listening to our first ever podcast. Hopefully not the last ever. I don't know. We'll see.
TBD.
TBD.
Hopefully not. We did get some requests for some episodes about travel, which boy, we have
some stories.
We almost got kicked out of Austria. Not really though.
We got pulled over in Winslow, Arizona for standing on a corner.
Well, that was after we got pulled over.
You're right. What else happened to us? Oh, we got lost in the only English-speaking country we were in.
Yeah, England.
In Europe.
Super confusing.
Very
transportation.
Confusing. Yeah.
And the only transportation that was in English, and we couldn't even follow the signs.
Got lost. Only place we got lost.
Good
what other stories do we have? Oh, the chicken tender.
Yeah, we have a chicken tender rubric, and we have rated 6 so far. California, North Carolina. Wait, what state were we in? I don't know. One of the states.
All over. By that point,
all over. Yeah. So join us on our chicken tender adventure. And with that, have a wonderful day. We will see you later. Bye.